This guys. Right. I'm a come clean. I already did a video, but to say I was too angry was an understatement. So I'm gonna do another one. I've had 20 minutes to calm down. Not much has changed. I'll be real. I'm still annoyed. And I will be all weekend. And I will be till next week. Because we've just been battered. Coming into that first half, literally, I'm watching that first half. The first 30 minutes, I'm going, we look like a good team. Like, we actually look like a proper team who has a real identity, a real structure. We look dangerous. We look like we can score from different areas of the pitch. We look like we can create chances all over. And I'm sat there going, but this is too good, isn't it? Yeah, well, too good to be true. Because the way in which we capitulated was used a lot, but it was embarrassing, wasn't it? Wasn't it? The way in which we just crawled over and put our legs in the air was embarrassing. I was saying a lot worse than that previously, so I'm trying to keep it calm. Right, I've never seen, for Leeds in the Premier League, a worse fullback performance from the right side today. I haven't. Eze and Elise, before the game, them two are their danger players. And for me, probably get criticised because he easily does, Liverpool was fine. Look, I think he got beat once or twice. Apart from that, he won a few of the battles. It was decent passing out. He didn't really lose the ball. Marking was fine. The other side, and I'm not a person that digs players out. I'm not a person that comes in here and says they're not good enough. But that performance from Luke was not good enough. That performance was terrible. And he was not the only one. But what stands out is when Eze gets the ball, and every single time, or Ayew, every single time he gets beat. Every single time. A 1v1, he's done. That stands out. And other players had bad performances in that second half. And I've never seen a team go from what I was genuinely sat there in the first half, going, we went 1-0 up, and I'm thinking, we look like a proper team. I'm like, we look really good. This is brilliant. From Forest last week to this, I'm happy. This is good. We're going to be fine. We're chilling. And then they come out in the second half and give us that. Give us whatever that was. And I'm sat there going, we're not that team, are we? We're down here for a reason. Bring whatever coaching you want. We've got a performance like that in us. We've got a crumble in us like that. It's not a tasty crumble, let me tell you. It's what we do. It's the mentality. The second that second goal went in, we were gone. And we were gone. The movement had gone. The midfield passes had gone. It went straight to full-back or centre-back, ball over. Bamford do something with this. That's what it went to. And that's what happens with this team. We've seen it for the last 2 years. When it ain't going our way, that's what we revert to. That one. Big ball over. Which shows to me the mentality of a lot of this squad is still the same. It's great when it's going good. If we don't concede that second goal, we have a chance and go 2-0 up. Probably alright. But the second that pressure, and when we're losing, when we come from behind, when we're losing and then we get a goal, we're alright. There's no pressure when you're losing. You're like, alright, let's go get a goal. But when we're winning and then we lose the lead, best believe we won't come back. We're losing first. Usually, we can come back into the game. We use the energy from the crowd. There's confidence. There's less pressure on us then because we were already losing. But when we are winning and goes to losing, we've got nothing. We've got nothing. We've got absolutely nothing. Everyone goes in the shell. Forget how to play football. Players, decision making, horrific. That goal, was it second or third? Where Ayling panics and clears it. Goes straight to their guy. They pass it down, they cross it in. Ayew heads it in. Alan doesn't jump with his man. Panic clearance. How many times did we see that when they went ahead? Panic. Suddenly we forget how to pass, we forget how to move, we forget how to run, we forget how to make good decisions, we forget how to defend. As a team, the defending was horrific. We forget everything. And you're sitting in the situation, and fair play to Palace. They've got some seriously good players there. And you can see how they can beat a lot of teams playing like they do. Because they will. But what we've got from my perspective, and this is a Leeds channel, I'm looking at a Leeds perspective. Defensively, you can get beat every single time. What is going to happen next week when that's against Salah? Or whoever's on their left. What? Who's the player there? Diaz? Gakpo? Who is it? Don't matter, does it? They're good. Because now with this result, we're in a situation now. Look, we're 16. We're still at the relegation. We've got 2 points for Forest, who have got City, not City next. I can't remember if they've got, that's Leicester in it. 2 points against Forest, who have got hard running. But I don't even know. What do you guys think? Let me know. Let's talk about the manager. So you know me, it's difficult for a manager to change a game when the players capitulate like that. Look, you can change the tactics, but when the player's mindset then is just boot the ball along every time they get the ball, what can you do? You can tell them not to do it, but they're going to do it because they're panicking, and that's ingrained in them after 2 years, after the year before, and then this season. It's in them. That's what they've got up there. It's hard to take out. When it's going good, it's great, but the second that confidence is lowered a little bit, it goes straight back into survival mode. Quick, boot it, get it out. Let's forget how to move. Let's just run on instinct. Let's do our own thing. But as a coach, I've seen the situation. It's hard to make changes. Look, you can talk about, well, why has he took Firpo off for Rasmus and not took Elino? I don't know. I'm not in that dugout. Firpo's on a yellow card, right? Probably doesn't want him to miss next game. Probably knows the game's gone. Don't want to risk it. That's my thinking. The game's already gone at that point. He knows from his players. He can see it. He knows the game's gone. He's made 3 substitutions. Because he knows them players out there are not capable of getting back into it. So he's got to make substitutions. It's as simple as that. You know as a coach, stood there, you know your players. You know when they're not going to do it. You have a feeling. He knew straight away, right, we've got to change it. They're not capable of performing this plan. And the players he brought on were also not capable of changing anything. Any of them. So, blame him, yeah, whatever, fine. Fair enough. But I promise you, I've worked and I've been in this situation many times. And it's so hard to change it when that's the mentality. It's so hard. And that's talking from being there. On both sides of it. What I do now, I watch the games back. I watch the games live. I watch our team's football game 3 or 4 times in a week. I know exactly what happens when the mentality switches. It's so hard to change it. What can change it is you get a goal, but how do you get a goal when your thought process is defensive and survival mode? You can't. It's so difficult. You've got to get lucky. You've got to rely on one player not to be in that mentality. A killer out there who's going to get you a goal, and then suddenly like, oh, we can win this. We don't have that. We didn't have that. And that's for me the difference between Rafinha and Sinistera, right? Sinistera is a fantastic player, and he will keep you up. But in a relegation battle, a player which we needed more than anything was Rafinha, because his instinct, he's got a killer instinct. Sinistera is an absolutely incredible talent, but he's not that mean of a player. Do you know what I mean? He's not that Rafinha mean. When we were losing the game, Rafinha went, all right, give me that ball now. And he's run everywhere, and he's scrapped for every single thing. Hence why he's playing for Barcelona. But that's my point. And I promise you, and I know people are going to comment about Javi, but and the coaches will take the flak for this, because that's what they do. Believe me, been in that situation. Mentality of a team is so difficult to change when it's been ingrained in years of failure. And that's why you have to bring new players in to keep that process going. And it's frustrating, but it's a thing and it's real. I've always talked about the mentality of these players. They're great when it's winning, when we're doing well, when we're playing football. They're fine. But when we are winning and then a team get a goal back, we've seen it. They capitulate. They cave in. And there's nothing you can do as a coach. There isn't. Because everything you're saying to them, they've just got panic mode on. That's why so many teams, you see it in finals. How many times in finals do teams bottle it and teams come back from being 1-up and they get 1-0 and then it goes 1-all and then you know that team who gets the equaliser is going to win the game. It's a mentality thing. It's so hard to change. You've got to have a team of killers to be resilient like that. And they're the top teams in the league. We're not that. And Palace ran on pure momentum. They knew that our player was gone. Which is why they targeted even more the wings. Even more. It doesn't matter who you bring on at that point. Because we've not got them killers. We've got good, talented players that will do well in the Premier League. We do have that. We've not got them scrappers, them killers in there like Rafinha. We've not got one of them. And we need one of them. Is Adams that guy? Probably, but he's not playing. Is Woba that guy? Probably, but he's not playing. Which leads to this whole feeling of doom. The second they get that goal back, they're going in half-time, and everyone is looking at the ground. Oh, guys, I can't. I've been there. On both sides, as a player and as an analyst or a coach. You know you've probably lost the game. Because that feeling of elation right before half-time, and then boom, it goes. And then you come out with a little bit of joy, you know, you think, all right, we'll be all right. And then a few minutes into the second half, you've conceded. And then you're going, yeah, we're done. And as a coach, you can try and G your players up. You can try and change it. But the reality is that it's beyond difficult. I've been there so many times. Look, we now... Sorry, that was a bit of a rant. Long talk on it. We now have to get something against Liverpool. Because if not, we could be in the bottom 3 again from next week. Because teams down there have got each other. If one of them wins and we lose, we're back in there. And then after that, who've we got? We've got Fulham, we've got Bournemouth and Leicester coming up. Those 3 games, regardless of what happens at Liverpool, win, draw or lose, those next 3 of Fulham, Bournemouth and Leicester will be the decider whether we're in this league for me. Because after that, we have City. And then the last 3 games, I don't know what order they're in, I can't remember. But we have Newcastle, West Ham away, and then Tottenham at home, last game of the season. But the next 4, Liverpool game included actually, are absolutely vital. If we'd have won this today, the result of Liverpool wouldn't have been so bad. We could have took a point. But now I'm looking at a Liverpool game thinking, we kind of need a win there. Because you just know teams around us will win. You just know it. You just know it. Jesse Marsh going back to Leicester. We've got them in a few weeks. What if that's the game that could take them out of the bottom 3? What's our mentality saying then to our players? This is the test. And as fans, you know, you watch a game of football, and I was sat there going, this is good. And then boom. It goes from here to down there. No in between, was there? There was no in between, was there? That second goal went in early in the second half. Our players went. They'd gone. They were finished. What did we do after that? We did nothing. Hopefully this is a blip. Hopefully this... Looking at Man United, we got battered 7-0. Right? That was a blip. They're doing well now. Hate to say it, but they are, aren't they? This has to be a blip. Arsenal lost 1 or 2 when they came back, I think, from... Did they? It was just before internationals. Just after, one of them, I can't remember. But it was a blip. They're back on it now. This has to be our blip, and it has to be quick. Because that Liverpool game now is big, and it's huge. And this has to be gone. That's got to be gone now. That's gone. I think we'll probably have to make changes after some of those performances. We'll have to keep it fresh. We have to keep adapting. We have to keep changing. We have to keep teams guessing. Because we're in this fight. And there's not many games left. There's teams in a worse position than us, there is. That result, as a single second half performance and a result, scoring 4 goals, is a big worry. What is the mentality now of them players? Now we're going to see it. Now that's just happened. How do we react to that? That's going to be interesting. We know when we're in the bottom 3, we usually do quite well. We react well. What about when the pressure's on now in the last few games? It's Liverpool at home next. Let me know what you guys think. What I'm going to say before I leave is I'm not going to let this result define our season. I'm not going to let this define whether we stay up. This now has to be a blip. It has to be a catalyst to kick them players up the backside and say, actually, this Premier League game's quite difficult, innit? And we have to be better in every way, shape or form. When we're winning and a team gets one back, we cannot panic. Because that will happen between now and the end of the season. We want to stay in this league, we've got to be better than that. Obviously. Every shot they had went in. Their keeper made 3 outstanding saves, but every shot they had went in. Why is that? Is that down to the keeper? Is that down to allowing teams to have so much easy chances with 1-2 balls through? I don't know. I'll watch it back. And I will watch it back and I'll do a breakdown of every goal they scored. And how we could have done better. I'll do that for you. Because that is not good enough. That right there has to be a one-off. It has to be a blip. It's the first result under Javi that has been bad in terms of who we're playing and how we played in the second half. But the reaction from the first half to the end of the second half is miles apart. It's shocking. That has to end now. Stop that now. Okay, done. That's gone. Forget about it. Move on. And the team I'm at the uni, some of our best results came off a heavy defeat. Like I said, we got battered 5-0, and the week after, we won 13-1, and then the week after that, we won 7-0. Sometimes those games are the games that make you realise, okay, we need to be better. And we will be better. All right, we get it. We got on our hype train too much. We have to chill out a bit. That's what we've got to do. Let's see if we do that. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate support. Please like and subscribe. Because I feel bad, and we all do. Get a little thumbs up. Peace.